How are you?
Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So it's so good to see you. I'm sorry all this email back and forth to try to send you that special link, but that's how it works. And my cat is by the window, so please move. She
Oh,
wants the water. So can you give us a little backstory about where you're from and everything about why did you want to become a British voiceover artist and a jazz artist?
yeah. So I am from Wales in the UK, and basically I've been singing since I can remember. I've got two older sisters, and we all used to sing together. So I guess music has been in my family for a long time, and I just love jazz. I absolutely love jazz since I was really really young, and I think I was encouraged to just study it in music college, and so that's what I did. And yeah, it was probably one of the best things that I did.
That's awesome. So is there a little backstory to that? Like, tell us a little bit about what kind of jazz music do you like to perform? Have you performed in any big venues in the UK? Do you travel around the world?
Well, I did. I performed in Cardiff Millennium Centre, and I used to perform when I was in Leeds. So we had the jazz club called the Wardrobe. So I performed there. But I love singing, probably performing all types of jazz. So from big band to swing to ballads. I think I'm known for my ballads. But like all of the Frank Sinatra kind of tracks, Judy Garland. I used to love Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald. So I think I just love the lyrics and obviously the songwriters back in the day, George and Ira Gershwin and Irving Berlin. They were just amazing, and I think I just resonated with their melodies. And yeah, just love singing all the jazz songs.
Well, so good to meet you, and so good that you're able to speak with us today. And it's actually pretty good that we're able to second you at this point. That you always find some time to speak. Um, I was reading something about you said you had three sisters, all younger sisters. I have
No,
three
two.
sisters,
No, I've got two older sisters.
two older sisters. You're the youngest,
I'm the youngest.
just like I have three sisters and I'm the youngest.
Ah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was looking at your videos and I noticed that you have a good one that you did called reading it before In My Mind. Tell me
Yeah.
how that came to be. Give us a backstory on that one.
Oh yeah, no, I love that song that I wrote. I think I was coming out of a kind of a low time. I think I was depressed for quite some time, and I think that song is a culmination of the feelings that were going on and actually trying to come out of it. And I think probably a lot of people can resonate with the lyrics of that song. And yeah, no, I love that song. It's just like knowing that there's the light at the end of the tunnel, even when you can't see it, and however long for, there is always something to hope for. And I think that's predominantly what that song is about.
I love the song, but how did the video come to be? How did you shape it? You just the beginning you're singing, but you're standing there and you start singing. I think the whole imagery is really interesting. How did you come up with that whole situation, that whole scenario, that whole scene there?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about, what it'd be like when you're stuck in your own head, and it can be quite a lonely place, and especially when you think you have no one to talk to or you feel isolated. And I just think the video just with a wall, I just found that just to kind of reflect the song. I didn't want too much going on. I just didn't, I didn't want anything that you could look at and be distracted by, because I just wanted it to be plain, because that's what what the song was kind of reflecting. So I think that's where the video kind of stemmed from.
Well, I really love the song. I heard it over and over again.
Uh,
Um, just for my viewers to know that, please, sorry about my throat, but please subscribe to this channel so you can get to see. If you don't get a chance to see Amy Sinha live, you can see her on live, I guess you call it. um, but I just want to mention we're sort of opening up our doors now here because of the COVID. But I heard that back where you are now, that do they still have a shutdown or are you still
yeah,
able to?
everything is open. Live music is now
Everything's
open.
open.
Yeah, theaters,
Excellent.
everyone can go. Yay.
So you can actually go and perform at your venues?
Yeah, people can. I mean, I haven't yet, but yeah, a lot of people have. They started. I mean, there's restrictions, I think, on like number of people, and you have to wear masks and things like that. But for the most part, yeah, everything is back to normal.
Well, I've been checking through the system trying to get this interview right for the last couple of days, the last couple of hours. Like I was up really early to make sure that everything was smooth. And then when you started coming on and I started to show my podcast video and everything, I noticed that it wasn't recording. So sorry about that. But it's recording now. So many parts will be like at the beginning, many parts will be won't be available. So probably on the live stream, people will just start to see you talking. Just so I let you know. Yeah. So we've opened up the last month now. Um, as you may not know, that I took 5 years of vocal training, and in I know even with masks on because we have to do the vocal like the testing like the breathing exercises and everything. Did you have to do that as well? Because I noticed that I was reading that you actually do the breathing and as well.
Breathing, yeah. Well, they're quite well. It helps, even when I'm doing the voiceovers. So before, just to open out the throat, because if you don't kind of do certain exercises, not certain, but if you don't exercise a little bit before, your voice can be very closed and you won't produce the sound that you want to. So with singing and speaking, it kind of helps just to kind of open up your throat and your diaphragm up so you can produce the sound that you
That
can.
that's terrific to hear that. You know, my vocal coach, you probably did. I think this is a normal thing. I think they all have to do this. They sit at a piano and they start with do do ah. Did you have to do that as well?
I don't so much do that now. Sometimes when I feel like it, but I used to. Yeah, I used to back when I was singing. But that again, that's just a way to just to open up your voice. But to be honest with you, I think if people don't know anything about um, vocal phrasing on the piano and how to kind of do training like that, you kind of pick a song that you really like and just kind of singing out really loud. That
That's
that really helps
awesome.
as well. Yeah.
What's your vocal range? You have like I think it's the G5 that Mariah Carey has, like
Oh
the
god, no.
highest.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no. My vocal range is probably it used to be um, larger before when I was singing a lot, but now I guess I can go from a low F below middle C
oh wow,
to
that's pretty awesome.
B. Yeah, to a B. So two, maybe two octaves now. I used to be more, but
That's
yeah.
pretty awesome. Listen, am I coming in too loud or am I coming
No,
in
that's
fine?
fine. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I'm just kind of um yeah, so I've actually looked at all your links and everything and I'm like, wow, you really want to get yourself out there. You're actually pretty good. I've listened to your covers as well. You got a nice cover there of what's that song now? I'll just hold on. Sorry, I made sure I wanted to listen to every single one of your songs. It was yeah, oh my yes, the Rick Astley cover, uh Never Gonna Give You Up. How did you manage that one? I listened to that one and I actually like your version better than his.
Oh, well, funnily enough, that's actually his version. So he did well, kind of his version. So he did when he was older, he just did it with a piano, and you can listen to it. It's just a piano vocal, and he slowed it down. Because that, you know what, to be honest with you, that's one of my favorite songs back from the 80s. I used to love Rick Astley, and I love that song. So, but I didn't like when you use backing tracks. I only started to use backing tracks during lockdown because I didn't have proper musicians with me. So I was looking for music that was not really, really fast or that you could slow it down. And when I heard that one, I heard it on YouTube actually, first of all. And I just love that version. I was like, oh, because he has actually got a tremendous voice, Rick Ashley. So yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. And my favorite is Natasha Bedingfield. You have the Soulmate
So mate, that's
cover.
another one. I love Natasha Bedingfield. So.
It's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. So I was listening to not only In My Mind, but also Need You Here. Where did that concept come up? When did you write that song, and how did you?
I think I wrote that. When did I write that? In 2017, and I was getting into country rock because I was watching Nashville, a TV show. I was getting a bit obsessed, so I wanted to write a duet. So I managed to find a musician, an amazing musician, John Sudbury, and he's just a phenomenal guitar player. So I asked him if he'd play and sing on my song, and he did. So it kind of all came together. I love that song. I love writing it as well, and while watching it, everything come together in the studio, and when we'd recorded it, it was just a great feeling.
Have you ever tried to write a Christmas song? Tell you the truth, last year I started writing a Christmas song, and
Yeah. No, I haven't
it's
actually.
difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult because you got to put the bells in there. You got to make it more,
Christmassy. Yeah, no, I've never attempted to write a Christmas song. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'd write about though. It's all kind of been done, so I'd have to maybe come up with a different angle on it.
It's beautiful songs though. Like "You Make Me Believe," the Rick Astley cover, and then I listened to um, the actual "In My Mind" several times. I love the song. I think it's
Thank you.
beautiful. How long did it take you to write that?
In my mind, not long. It's like with all my songs. Once I kind of get the melody of the first, I write the words, sorry, of the first verse, and then I put the melody to it, and then I write it all. So probably take me an hour or two, but then I kind of go back and redo the words and make it better. So
That
that's
is awesome.
really the process. But it's not long. No, it doesn't take me long. Once I've got the idea in my head about what I want the song to be, then it comes quite quickly.
Um, Tell us a little bit about going back. Um, why did you want to be a singer in the first place?
Well, it's because I love to sing and people love my voice because I was quite short and I had quite a big, deep voice when I was younger, and people seem to like it. So I thought, why not? If people want to hear me sing, there's something I should do. So I guess that's how really it started, rather than I really want to be a singer.
Well, that's awesome. Did your vocal inflections match like when you do? You ever heard a lot of jazz singers and rock singers? Their voice is different. Like you won't have the voice that you use when you're singing a jazz song to match like a rock artist. Like if you ever done a jazz version of Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, but I've done jazz versions of a lot of things because, I mean, like Paul
So
Anka, he's taken popular songs and made them into jazz versions. So it's kind of not hard to do. You just have to change the rhythm of pop songs because pop songs are quite basic. They're usually a 2 or a 4 in timing. So that's not hard to do. It's hard to change a jazz song into a pop song. That can be a little bit more tricky. But no, I like singing all types of music, and you do have to change your tone of voice for the type of genre that you're singing. So yeah, it just takes practice, really.
do you find singing kind of like a vent, sort of like instead of getting angry, you sing just to like vent out your frustrations by singing, usually? Like I usually would just come up with a song and just sing it instead of, I would just sing would make me feel better. Is that something you would do?
Yeah, absolutely. And listening, and like I always say, it's good to love different genres of music because it reflects different moods that you're in, and that's what I do. Like one minute I like jazz, one minute I like rock, one minute I like was it Sympathy for the Devil? So pop music, boy band music. It depends on what mood I'm in. I think I was watching Dreamgirls the other day, so musicals. I love musicals, so it just depends on what mood, and then I just sing along. Yeah, kind of helps. It does bring out the frustration or whatever mood that you're in at the time. If you're in a happy mood,
But I want to apologize. It's Sinha the way it's pronounced your last name? Like
yeah, that's
sinner, right? Sinha?
right. Sinha,
So it's
Sinha,
pronounced Sinha?
Sinha. Yeah,
Because I noticed you have a YouTube channel called Amy Sinha, sort of.
that was my first one when YouTube started to
Yeah.
become popular. So probably that was back in, gosh, was it 2008, 2009? And my actual name wasn't available. So I just put Sinha along with a lot. Like I had a MySpace and it was the same Sinha, but obviously MySpace took that down and made another YouTube channel. 2 actually.
May I ask you what nationality Sinha is?
Indian.
Oh, like East Indian? Which, like where in India?
Bihar. So I think you got
Oh
northwest.
yeah, yes. That's awesome. Well, yeah, your music is amazing. I see you got a Facebook page for Sinha voiceover artist. Give me some ideas. Is it sort of like I'm sorry about that. I'm just getting over bronchitis.
Oh
Excuse
no.
me. Could you? Is this sort of like Are you familiar with Family Guy or Simpsons? Is it sort of like that
Yeah.
kind of voiceover?
Well, you know what? It's kind of everything right now. I love doing narration. I love doing animation. Sorry, I can do young voice. I can do a child's voice, so that's kind of fun. But kind of everything. So like videos for website, voicemail. I've done a couple of voicemail for international and companies in America. I've done what is it? An experimental poetry reading for a museum in New York. So it's kind of varied. I like I like doing different things. I find that I like acting because I never really
Act-
tried that much. So I
like
do like
real live
acting.
acting in front of a camera, or just basically
No, no,
voiceover?
with my voice. It's with the singing because I've sung so much since I was young. So when you sing different songs, like even for like say Disney, you have to put a character to your voice as well, or when so I do have a lot of practice, and I found that everything that I can do singing wise, I can do speaking wise. Same with accents, so I can do like a Cockney English accent. So I can speak in a Cockney in a London, accent or Welsh. I can sing in a Welsh accent, speak in a Welsh accent. So that kind
Well,
of
that's
thing.
well, that's amazing.
Well, thank
Um,
you.
Sorry, but I gotta shut my voice sound on my phone. Doesn't interrupt us. Yes, so I was thinking, your voice basically could do a wonderful rendition of either "Let It Go" or maybe "Never Enough." "Never Enough" might work.
I do like
Ever
Never
tried that?
Enough. Let It Go, I think is a bit overdone. I can't think and say that I like that song very much anymore. But no, I do like Never Enough.
It has been done. It has been overdone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like the Titanic song, also
Oh
by
God,
Celine Dion. That's been overdone as
yeah.
well.
But I remember back when it was out, I was like, oh, it's such a great song. But now it's just like, oh my God, if I hear that one more time.
So, did you grow up in your family with some sort of faith? Like, what kind of faith or religion did you have, if you mind me asking?
All right, my parents are Hindus. Yeah, so
Okay.
but we weren't that religious, in all honesty. We weren't
Is
like a
any of
religious.
them musical? Oh,
Say
sorry.
that again?
Is any of your parents or family musical as well?
Yeah, no, they like singing. They like song listening. They like and my mum used to kind of play the sitar when she was younger. But I think just kind of they encouraged us. They like music just in general, so which was helpful. So we learned how to play the piano and the violin, and my sister learned how to play the guitar. So kind of varied instruments growing up.
The violin.
I wasn't very good. I can't play it now. I did have a go at
Wow.
learning.
Sad to say, I got my singing voice from my father, but nobody in my family can sing.
Oh,
Nobody.
no, really?
I feel lucky because I was able to sing at a venue down here, um, some Italian songs, and I really enjoy it. Really enjoy singing. But and I started when I was 6 years old. That's why I used to sing musical numbers in my living room with my brother,
Mm.
and it was just fun. It was just absolutely fun. But
Oh,
yeah, it's great. Like your voice is amazing.
thank you.
Um, do you actually, when you do the voiceover, can you change the inflection of your voice so it sounds like a little kid or maybe a man or something like? Can you do that as well, or is it just you have to stick with your own?
I could do young voices, so I can do like a teenager and then a child's voice, but I can't do men voices, no.
Oh,
I stick to the female
okay.
voice.
Well, that sounds excellent. I love that. Yeah. Um, so, but yeah. So, tell us a little bit about. You mentioned that there was and what's this? I know I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but can you explain to me the medical issue that you have? What's that all about? I was reading about it and I didn't really fully understand about. Does that affect the way that you perform or?
Yeah, so I kind of had a few medical conditions since I was really young, and one is called sensory neuropathy type 2, which means I can't feel hot or cold or pain anywhere on my body. And it also meant that I developed arthritis quite severely when I was younger, and also stopped growing at the age of 11. So it kind of affected in the fact that singing, like, when you sing, it takes a lot of pressure on your spine. So I get tired quite quickly to sing at a certain level. It takes a lot of your strength. It's quite a physical. I think people don't realize how physical singing actually is. So it's been difficult, but had to take it at my own pace, I guess. Growing up, I
Like
mean, it affected a lot of things. But
I
hey,
can tell by the smile on your face that you don't let it bother you.
well, I try not to. I mean, it does, but nothing else you can. There's nothing you can do about it. So there's no point, dwelling on it, so to speak, because there's no cure. There's no, so.
Do you like when people say day by day and I'll give you all these cliches, it'll get better and all that? That's like a
That's what I say to people. When I never say I'll get better, but I do say day by day. Take it everything day by day. But it is true though, because when you set goals and you aspire for things, we tend to do things a year, 2 years in advance, and it seems like a massive goal. Like, I don't know, earning £1 million, and you're thinking, oh gosh, how on earth am I going to do this? So if you do take it day by day, take it step by step, kind of segment it, break it all down and see, well, okay, I have a goal of £1 million. How exactly am I practically going to do this? So it's all about being practical, even though you have a vision that hasn't happened. You have to believe in the vision, but then you also have to be realistic about it, because that's the only way that you're going to achieve it. So hence the day by day, statement that people probably make.
That's excellent. Yeah. I'm so glad that you're able just to every day just smile and sing and meet people, and that's what you need to do. Um, yeah. So do you play more piano and sing at the same time? What do you prefer to do, singing or playing the piano, or do you like playing the piano and singing?
Well, I love playing classical piano, but I kind of learned to play and sing. I was trying to practice, but the only reason I put those videos out was to try and practice singing and playing at the same time, because I used to find it hard. So now I just do my own covers and kind of make the piano as I go up along, get the chords, and then so I can sing along. But it's given me more confidence, I guess, doing things like that. So it's okay. So maybe I can go one day out and play and sing at the same time.
That's excellent. Yeah. I tell you the truth, I only know chopsticks. That's that's the only instrument I know. That's just my voice. So, but you seem to be multi-talented, which is good. Which is good. But my apologies. So, can you tell us more about the Leeds College of Music? Where is that? Is that actually in Leeds? Because
Yeah, it's actually in Leeds, which is in up north in England. So it's by Manchester and Newcastle area, not far from Scotland actually. But yeah, so I studied jazz singing there, and got a music degree from Leeds College of Music, and I think now it's called the Conservatoire. They've changed the name of it. But when I was there, it was absolutely brilliant. We got to do a lot of practical stuff. We'd go out and perform, and that would be part of the course. You had to go out and in jazz clubs and perform. And
that's amazing.
yeah, no, it was brilliant, and I got to sing a lot and perform a lot and just live jazz as immerse myself in it, which is kind of what you have to do in that kind of style of music. So it was a great learning experience.
So, but do you know all genres of music or just the jazz? I mean,
That particularly was jazz. So I studied pop and classical and pop before I went there, and then that was specifically for jazz. But then coming after that, I just did everything. I did all styles of music. I think you have to be open to everything. You can't just perform one. Well, you can obviously, but I like singing everything, so I wasn't going to limit myself.
yeah, don't limit yourself. I mean, just Don't let a brick wall that appears in front of you bother you. Just take the brick wall, toss it over like, ugh, and just move on.
Exactly.
That's what I do. I don't, yeah. But yeah, you were is there a musical performer, like a famous one that you aspire to be or that you want to meet or you have met? Like, who's the most famous celebrity musician that you've met?
I met Clint Eastwood's son, Kyle Eastwood, so that was really cool. I got to interview him. I was doing interviews with musicians, and I got to meet a lot of the musicians from Ronnie Scott's in London, and I got to sing with a few of them. I even got to interview the bass player who used to play in the Blue Note in New York. As far as really, really famous, well, no, I don't think I have met. I don't think I actually want to. I don't really aspire to meet famous people. That's not really my main goal. I mean, it's great if they're there and I do, but it's not really something I aspire to do in particular.
But you really want to put your own name out there. It's not like you want to aspire to be like somebody, but there's a lot of
Exactly.
people out there that want to be like, if you're familiar with the group Train, they want to be like, aspire to be like Pop Monahan, or they want to be like Sting. And
I'd love to sing with
the
Sting.
lead,
Don't get me wrong. I would love to sing with Sting. That would be very cool.
yeah, I'm a fan of Sting. So yeah, I got everything Sting. I and to come to think of it, let me tell you something. I do not like the Police, but I like Sting. So how does that work?
You
And
like Sting, yeah.
I just like Sting, but I don't really like Police. I like his solo stuff, basically.
Okay. Well, it's just like Justin Timberlake. Like, I love Justin Timberlake, like as he was split up from NSYNC. Even though I did like a few songs of NSYNC, but I love him now that when he went solo. So that can work.
Well, I like maybe a couple of NSYNC songs. Justin Timberlake, maybe Mirrors, I think his song is, and then there's another one. There's a video where he's walking in the woods.
Oh, he's done
But
loads. Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I'm not familiar with Justin Timberlake's solo
He's
stuff.
done Can't Stop the Feeling from the Trolls. Can't stop the feeling. That's it. That's
Oh
very
yeah,
And he did Cry Me a River about Britney Spears, apparently. And then he did Rock Your Body. And then I'm loving it. Do 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 do. He's doing quite a few popular songs. If you actually, you'd be surprised at the ones that
yeah. I actually like a few Britney songs, and I also like a few. It's funny, but one Christmas, my sister-in-law was watching Taylor Swift videos on the screen, and I was sitting there watching this. I like her too. uh, but yeah, but I'm sort of like one of those people who like to listen to Madonna, but I don't tell anybody because they think it's sort of like you listen to Sissy, So I say, oh, I'm listening to. But apparently, the lead singer of Queen, I think his name is Fortune. I think no, not Fortune. It's Lambert. Lambert, yeah,
Oh
Adam
yeah, yeah,
Lambert.
yeah.
I think
The one from
Frank's Queen.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's not a lead
I heard his
singer.
name.
He's got a phenomenal voice. I do like him.
Well, maybe his
Adam
solo
Lambert. You don't
stuff,
like him?
but I don't like his Bohemian Rhapsody version. Nobody can ever do it except Freddie Mercury himself.
No, of course not. But there's this, you have to make do with the people who are alive to sing their songs now.
Yeah. If someone asks you to go sing like a song that you're not familiar with, does it take you long to learn it? How many days do you think it
No,
would take you?
I was quite blessed actually. I can memorize songs very quickly, so that's I mean, I have a lot of gifts. Don't get me wrong, but that's my one main gift is that I learn songs very quickly. So if I hear a song on the radio, I only have to hear it a couple of times before I've kind of got the melody down, and it's just the lyrics, and then I can memorize the lyrics quite fast. So probably within like half an hour, I've kind of learned a song. And I had to do that when I used to sing in a band, and we used to do weddings, and they'd want particular songs, and I remember learning, gosh, probably like 20 new songs in like a week or a couple of weeks. So it kind of helps if you can. I know a lot of singers find it hard to memorize songs
Wow.
very easily. So But I think it's a good practice for you to do. I don't really like having the words in front of me. That's when, especially when I used to sing jazz, I never, I had to memorize it. I didn't like people who had the lyrics in front of them. I felt it was just, you're not really singing the song because you're reading it. But in pop, you're obviously just singing the song, I guess, and, reading from the lyrics. I guess when I sing pop, I used to have the lyrics in front of me because it's funny though, I used to find singing pop harder than I used to find jazz. And I know a lot of people find it easier, but yeah. So then I used to have the lyrics because I find it harder memorizing pop songs rather than jazz songs. But I guess just my mindset.
Would you consider, okay, to learn a song, if one of the lyrics goes like ah, and yet you sing it like I notice a lot of people who sings, sometimes they sing a cover song that it's a high note at the end of one lyric, but others will sing it with a low lyric, and I'm like, aren't you supposed to sing the song exactly the way it was sung?
No,
Because some people have their own way of singing it.
no. You know what? I actually a big thing. If you're gonna redo a song that's out there, then do it your own way. Because if you're not doing that, then you're just basically doing karaoke. So if you are singing a song, then sing it your own way. You don't have to. I know a lot of people find it hard to sing it a different way than what they hear it. They can only sing it the way that it's there. But also, I mean, a lot of pop songs are quite high, so I tend to put the lower the key as well. And you find probably if you can't sing it high, then you will find another way to sing it, which will be to lower the note if you can't reach it.
It's exactly what I do. But for instance, like the song by Elton John, I can tell everybody
Your
this
song.
is your song. But people would sing it, I can tell everybody this is your song. And I'm like, that's not how you sing it. That's not the song. And it upsets me. If you can't sing it right, I don't want to hear it. It's some sort of,
That's a
they
little
have
bit
to sing
different.
it.
That's changing. That's completely changing the melody. I don't know that.
But people say, I'm just putting my own spin on it. So don't. It's been great for the last 30 some odd years. Don't change it.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. That's yeah. It depends on
Well,
the
my
song
friend
as well, and it depends what you're doing to it.
Mhm. Well, my friend
Sorry.
and I know a woman who she plays the guitar and she knows, I believe, 40 or 50 songs up by heart. And when she plays the guitar and she sings, she'll
Mm.
look up and she'll close her eyes and she'll play it. I'm just amazed because I've never seen that before. Someone who would just play the guitar and sing with their eyes closed because they memorized every
Mm.
lyric, every song.
Well, I suppose in the
Um,
guitar you've got the pattern of the chords, so you don't need to look down when you're playing. A lot of guitarists, so that's why I guess. And if you know the lyrics, so that's why I'm saying it's good to memorize the lyrics, so like it becomes part of you. So you're singing it rather than you're just singing the lyrics, I guess. But that's why you can help between different singers who don't actually feel what they're singing, and singers that do. That's why it comes across as a little bit empty when a lot of people sing because they're not really singing for the right reasons. They just want to show off their voice, which is fair enough. A lot of I probably used to do that when I was younger, but then you kind of come to a point where you kind of have to go through enough experiences and songs reflect how you feel at the time. So then kind of yeah.
what do you, what do you think of people like an strong accent as yours? I've heard people with strong Irish accents and strong French or German accents, and when they sing sort of like in this Americanized type reflection. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you get rid of your accent and sing? Do you know anything about that? Have you done that before? Where you start singing in American type language and yet then you speak with this accent?
Yeah, well,
How
I
did
think
that
it's just
happen?
in you to I mean, it comes from training. So when you sing, it says, well, not you shouldn't, but at that time when I was younger, it was the thing not to show your accent. I mean, now it's when you speak, people love different types of accents, but at that time, American was the universal kind of way of singing, and especially of musicals. We used to do that all the time. So I can probably, doing a musical, I can really put on an American accent over the top because it kind of reflects, how actually young people grow up singing. So I used to copy Mariah Carey, and she, got that nasal twitch to it, which is what a lot of girls tend to do. And I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do try not to sing with a nasal, tone. And I think people don't realize that they're doing it until, you kind of point it out.
Wow. Yeah. But you currently live in the UK? You currently
Yeah,
live in
in Wales.
Okay, I didn't want to reveal the place where you live.
So I live
I
in
know it's
Wales.
all right here though. But I looked it up. I have been to Manchester though.
Manchester, 5 hours north.
5 hours. Wow. Yeah, I mean the UK is pretty large actually. I've been to Manchester, I've been to Oxford.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been to Piccadilly Circus, went to went with my parents some time ago.
Mm.
Um yeah, I was going to talk about your debut album, A Sin with Love. You have 3 singles on that. 4 singles, I think.
9.
Um yeah, I've been trying to find if you have a second album out there, but I couldn't find one. I
No.
guess you only have the one for now.
I only had the one, and then a few singles after that. So I did it when I collaborated with the record label in New York. So we put out a jazz single, and then after that, I did In My Mind, and then 2 country rock singles.
What's
So
amazing.
thank you.
So tell us what this business acceleration group growth course is all about, and tell us more about the Accelerator Award.
Yeah, I was quite proud. So I did that at the beginning of the year. I got onto that course. It was they were taking on 23 participants from all of Wales, which is really, really cool. And I got to learn about business because I'm not really a business person. Being a creative, kind of put that aside. So it was great to learn about. I wanted to turn voiceovers into a business, and so it was a very, very intense 3 months because it was like a year's worth in 3 months, and then I had to pitch my business to investors like Dragon's Den. So we did like a Dragon's Den style at the end of it, and I won an award, about one of 7. So I won the Accelerator Award, which was really cool. It was probably one of my best achievements because I never thought that I would do anything like that. So yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. When you mentioned dragons dens, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those dragons are really tough sometimes. I can see how
Yeah, I
that would
did get
work.
asked a few questions. There's a few tough questions, but yeah, no, it was cool. It was good.
My actual favorite one was Duncan Ballantyne, but he went through quite a ringer.
Mm.
But yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, you're so uh yeah, Clint Eastwood's son. Wow. Is he anything like his father?
Yeah, yeah, very tall. At that time, gosh, it was like 10 years ago now, but yeah, he's probably just a younger version. He did look like his father. Very lovely, really, really lovely. Very, yeah, personable and an amazing musician. Absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant bass player. He played the upright and he played the electric bass as well. And yeah, really, really good. Really talented.
Well, that's great. I don't know if you're familiar. You're probably familiar with Clint Eastwood's work, but
Yeah.
being a son of Clint Eastwood, I can imagine him going around saying, give me the bill, punk." Hey, punk. I can imagine that. But that's pretty
Thank you.
good. That's awesome. Yeah. I can't remember who the famous person I met. Just maybe he wasn't a musician, but you're familiar with Martin Sheen, Charlie
Yes, I love
Sheen's
Martin
father. I
Sheen.
met him, and I have a
Yeah.
picture. I have a picture of him and I. It was back in '86, though. I kind of brag about that.
Oh,
But I
cool.
think
That's
it's
brilliant.
only one picture. Don't talk to the guy. I don't email the guy. It was only one picture, and after that, I never saw him again. No,
Right.
but that's awesome. So, what other hobbies do you have? What else do you like to do besides singing?
Oh God, it'd be really cliche. Well, I like sci-fi, so I love watching sci-fi dramas and films. I'm a big film buff, and I love reading, so I love thrillers as well. And I like my friends have got all my friends have got kids. I love kids, so I hang up with them a lot. I got 2 nephews. What else? I used to go when before COVID, so I used to go to the theater a lot. So in 2019, actually, I went once a month to watch something. So I love comedy shows as well. So I'd go to a couple of comedy shows and musicals and stand-up comedy performances. And yeah, so I've got berry taste. I don't mind doing. I'm not a very sporty person because physically I can't, but I love watching it on TV. Like I love the tennis. I love watching tennis and yeah, horse
Oh, that's
riding,
good.
things like that. So rowing.
Well, you love watching tennis, but do you play tennis at all?
No, I can't play tennis.
No?
I like watching it. I'll watch anything. If I know somebody on it, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I was glued to the TV for the 2020 Olympics. I had it on 24/7 for the whole 2 weeks. I loved it.
Yeah, it was
It was
brilliant.
awesome. Yeah. Um, but, yeah, so that's good. What was I gonna say? Yes, guys, let me see. Sorry about that.
Uh,
I had my question here, and I totally can't find it here. Yes, this is it. That's right. Okay, imagine you're 6 years old,
mm.
and you're standing there, and you're told that you're singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." How did that happen? How did that happen? How did that work out for you?
I think it's my older sister, Monica. So she kind of pushed me and my other sister, Millie, into auditioning. So that's how that came about. But that was my first taste of being in the newspaper as well because I was short and the microphone is really tall. And I just, obviously, it was my first time with a microphone, with a mic stand. So I didn't know how to put it down. So they thought I just couldn't reach the microphone. But I got into the papers and I passed the auditions, got into the heat as well. My sister did as well. So that's kind of how it started, I guess, or all started from there.
Now that's amazing. Wow. So with "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," that was your very first song you ever decided to sing, and then you got really interested in singing, and then you started to pursue that?
Yeah, basically, it's
Wow.
like watching, what is called Wizard of Oz. Yay to the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's my favorite film as well, and apparently "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" is one of the top-notch, songs that I think all the other songs except, "Ding Dong, the Rich is Dead," I think that's one of the second ones, but, "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" is the only song that people mostly sing. Are you
Mm.
familiar with Izzy? I think he's this Hawaiian singer. He was
Oh,
he had
yeah,
a
that version.
rendition. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. He was that was a good version. That was
That's
one of the
great.
best cover versions I've heard. But
Yeah,
then
and
the
then
guy
he
passed
mixed it
away. It
in
was
with,
really
no, then he
yeah,
mixed it together with A Wonderful World.
yeah, exactly. Wonderful
Mm.
World. Um, have you ever sung any Nat King Cole or
Yeah, a lot. I used to love Nat King Cole. I used to listen to him repeatedly. I remember I went through my phases of listening to certain artists. I used to love the way he sings. It's just really reminds me of Christmas. So I guess I do listen to him at Christmas time. It's just got that Christmas element to it, like especially with the chestnut song, "Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire."
yeah? It's chestnuts roasting on open fire. Is that your? That's called the Christmas song. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
the
that your
Christmas song.
favorite Christmas song?
And that's one of them. I don't think I have a favorite one. There's just so many. It's hard to choose.
I've actually my mother served us roasted chestnuts, and it's not something I want to. I'd rather just roast marshmallows, but you can't roast marshmallows on an open fire. But it's my favorite song is good. I really actually like Nat King Cole and um, Louis Armstrong is another. You can't really sing his music unless you do the voice, like that really scratchy type voice. It doesn't work. I heard people try to sing "It's a Wonderful World," and it just doesn't work unless they give it that sort of Nat King Cole type raspy typeness. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know about you.
You mean Louis Armstrong? Louis Armstrong used to sing that one, but yeah, no, you're right. A lot of people feel like they have to do that when they sing that song. But there's been so many different versions of that song now. Probably pick one of them.
Do you sing everywhere, like driving as well?
Everywhere. Sorry, every.
Do you sing when you're driving as well?
Oh, I don't drive. I got bad
Oh,
eyesight,
okay.
so I don't drive. But I do sing in the car when I'm with people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to sing almost everywhere because you know I don't believe in if you don't use it, you lose it, because sometimes you can spend months not singing and then suddenly be able to. But for you, you probably have to prepare ahead of time before you actually start singing. You can't just suddenly say, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's Amy Sinha," and you just go out and sing. You have to do your practicings, right?
Well, I used to. People used to call me up, because I used to go to a lot of music places around here, or if people knew me, they would call me up, and I would just. The thing with jazz is that when you know a lot of standards, you just sing ones that you know, and everyone knows how to play them. So it's kind of enough practicing. You've already done that, for so long, and then it's just performing them.
Well, this is awesome. Yeah, it's so wonderful to have you on the podcast, be able to speak to you and find out all about you because I love all your music. Um, I just spent almost an hour or two just looking at everything and just well, wow,
Oh,
and yeah, it's amazing. I wouldn't say I'm better than you. I'd say that you're a lot better than everyone else I've actually heard. Uh,
oh, thank you.
yeah,
That's
it's
a
really
huge
good.
compliment.
Um, about some somewhere over the rainbow. So, do you remember what your second or third song was after that you sang? Was it all Judy Garland inspired?
No, I remember singing Ben by the Jacksons. Then the two of us need look no more. I sung that, and I used to sing. I remember singing Scarborough Fair with my sister. We did the duet from Simon and Garfunkel. And then the Candy Man. Is it the Candy Man? No, something about the Gingerbread Man. The song was the Gingerbread Man. I had a songbook of children's songs. And I think I used to go through that. So I think it's called the Gingerbread Man, but I can't remember the song.
Yeah, yeah. I try to. Simon and Garfunkel. There's a few songs I like Silence. Oh no,
I
not
love that
Silence.
song.
What is
Yeah,
that? Sound of Silence is my favorite.
yeah.
That one has a pure tone to it. That I kind of maybe one or two other songs like Mrs. Robinson, I think is one of them. But Sound of Silence, you got two of them singing in unison.
Mm.
It's like just hearing a cover song of that because I know that there's another group that actually did a version of that.
They did. It was not Thunder. It was the really heavy rock metal Disturbed, and they did a brilliant cover of The Sound of Silence.
Yeah, apart from that one by Disturbed, I can't see anybody like there's some songs that just you can't do.
No,
Uh,
they did a great version of that.
the worst thing I heard is when I tried to sing a certain song and said, "Don't give up your day job. Let them sing that song."
Yeah,
I don't want to sing a song that actually is going to cause me like sometimes grief.
yeah,
Like and then when you have to go high, like really
yeah.
high, um, I
Mm.
just can't do it. Sometimes I don't even want to sing the song because I can't go that high. If I
Yeah,
can't go
yeah,
that
yeah.
high, I won't sing it. But are you the type of person that actually tries every song that you're given, or is there some songs you just won't do?
Um, uh, well, if it's for, say, a wedding, no, I will probably do it no matter what. Yeah, I just change it a little bit to suit my style. But if I don't like a song, I won't do it. But I have to like it. I have to like something, I think,
Yeah.
to sing it. Yeah, there's a lot of songs that I didn't like, but then there's a lot of songs I haven't sung yet that I'd really love to sing in public. So you know,
Well, when I heard the Ed Sheeran song "Shape of You" for the first time, I
mm,
spent I think a week trying to learn it, and sometimes for me it would take hours, maybe days or weeks to learn one song,
mm,
and then after that it just gets easy to sing it. Like, um, oh yeah, I was listening to one of your poetry
no,
video. That that was good. I really like that. You're so passionate when you place your vocal passions in your poetry, then you place them in your music. That's actually because lyrics are more like poems, but music
yeah,
is put to them. So you can literally take that poem and put music to it. Have you ever thought of doing that?
yeah. The poetry I used to write, it was a while ago now. I just didn't want to put. It didn't seem like song to put music, like lyrics to put music to. So they just were standalone poems. I guess. I think certain, like I do like rhyming, but I think not always. You don't always have to rhyme in poetry, and the songs tend to lend well when you rhyme, I guess. So I don't know. Yeah, no, I just didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't want to put music to those. I mean, maybe some people can, but if you see it, if they want to put music to it, but I didn't want to put music to it.
Yeah, like rap. Rap is more like rhyming.
Mm,
I don't think I've heard any specific songs out there that actually rhyme. It's kind of like a prose, I guess, but
mm,
rap always has sort of a rhyme at the end, and
yeah.
it's not my thing. Like rap, it's not something I do. Have you ever done a rap song? You ever
No,
sung
no,
one?
I
No?
haven't done a rap song, but I've sung on. I've kind of sung on a few hip hop songs, so that was kind of rappy, but I just had to put like a vocal, like I just go an R, like so that was kind of good fun. So I just make up a melody to go on top of that. But I haven't actually done a rap myself. Probably
So
draw the
what
line. I don't think I can rap in all honesty.
so what I'm gonna do on the YouTube channel once the stream is over is that I have all the listings of the accounts that you know, like YouTube and Facebook and everything. You mind if I list them all in the description
Yeah, no,
so
sure.
people
Please
know
do.
where to find you?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. And you mind if I just put in a like little blurb, little bio of you and everything
Yeah,
as well?
of
Okay,
course.
good. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your time. Apart from that, yeah. s- Um, what other hobbies do you like? Do you like besides watching sports? Is there sports that you like to play?
No, I'm not a sporty person.
Oh
um,
wow.
no. No, nothing really. I mean, I'm open-minded. I kind of just go along with things.
Because I thought that if you were like a baseball player, you'd be like singing instead of saying strike, you'd be going strike.
Yeah. No, no.
No, I've heard that before. Yeah, that's good. What's the weather like down there? Here it's nice and it's October and it's like 24 degrees here. October.
You're so lucky.
What
Canada.
is it like?
Oh,
There's
it's
a
usually
rainy
cold in
weather.
Canada, isn't it?
What was that?
Isn't it usually cold in Canada?
Not yet.
Oh,
We still have a little bit of summer weather for the next couple of weeks, and then it'll probably drop right down to single digits.
wow.
Um, yeah, we're taking advantage of it because it's our Canadian Thanksgiving, and it's
Oh,
kind of like a 24 degrees out there right now.
oh, lovely.
But I
That's
think
our
around the
summer.
end of maybe around of October and beginning of November, I think it's going to drop down to maybe 4 or 3. So I'm just taking advantage of it.
Absolutely.
But
It's kind of going down now. It's sunny outside, but it's cold and it's going lower. So I think we've got
it
another
is
week.
real cold, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll go really cold, single, 5 or 6 degrees.
And a lot of rain down there too.
Yeah, yeah. Rains a lot. That's why the
Well,
grass is green here.
this is like I was tempted to do this. Are you familiar with Singing in the Rain with Gene Kelly?
Yep,
Remember when
one of
he's
my
singing in
favorite
the rain
musicals.
with an umbrella? I'm tempted to put on a suit, wear a bowler hat, get an umbrella, go out there during like a rainstorm in the street somewhere, and just do that whole routine.
You
I
should do
was so
it.
tempted to do that. Yeah.
You will get very wet, but hey.
But I'm tempted to do it because I know there are lots of people that want to like take certain scenes of like movies or whatever and
Yeah,
redo them. So that would
yeah,
be mine. I would definitely do that. I would.
go
I'm
for it.
tempted, but I didn't say I would do it, but I'm tempted.
Tempted.
Um, yeah, just trying to think. Yeah, well, that's pretty. This is actually one of the best podcasts I've ever done. I'm actually very happy that you were able to give me a little bit of time to interview you and ask you some questions about your music talents and what's your next gig that you have on the roster? Do you know already ahead
I
of
don't
time?
have any. No, I'm just focusing on the voiceovers for now because
Okay.
that's what I've been doing for the past year. So yeah, singing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if anything comes up. If something I like comes up, I will go for it.
Can you
But
tell me? Can you tell the audience what voiceover it is? Like, what are you doing currently with that?
well, right now I just go through auditions. So I recently had a voiceover for a corporate event for a big name. I'm not going to say, but yeah. So kind of thing. I just do things like that, but I have to keep doing the auditions. It's like acting. So you get, you know, you have to do auditions. If you're right for the part, you get it. If not, you don't. So, but it's fine. I don't mind. It's kind of good
Well,
fun.
that's good. Yeah, you got to keep yourself busy because even during the COVID, people were like, they were recording albums indoors.
Mm,
They were singing indoors. They were coming up with music videos indoors.
mm,
And pre-COVID, I know how terrible it was, but people got more online. Like even
mm.
celebrities that were never online people got their own accounts and people communicating with them. Like it's just incredible.
Yeah.
There are good things that happened during the COVID, but not
Oh,
but
yeah.
you know
Bad
what
things.
happened there. Yeah,
Yeah.
bad things. I know. So yeah, well, this is awesome. I really thank you for allowing me this a little extra time.
Oh, thank you
Um,
so much. Thank you for
I'm
having
hoping,
me.
yeah, you're welcome. I'm hoping that I could have you on again sometime near future
Yeah, definitely.
because you're actually, I loved, this was one of the great interviews I've ever had. Just great.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you.
Okay, so yeah, I appreciate you. Uh-oh, my, oh, there it is, my mouse. Okay, yep. So I appreciate you giving me this time and everyone, after the stream, in the description, you'll have all the links, how you can get in touch with Amy and listen to a lot of her music. It's excellent. I enjoy it. Um, and apart from that, yeah, just subscribe to this channel for more content. And Amy, I really appreciate just everything, just answering and questions, and I'm glad that you were able to respond and that there wasn't anything taboo.
Thank you very much.
That's
No,
awesome.
nothing taboo.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank
coming,
you.
and I hope that you can be a guest on my podcast again in your future, and hopefully you have a wonderful week. And as I will say, God bless you.
Thank you. You too. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye, Amy.
Bye.
Bye.